And we are back, and we are back, and we are back. Thank everybody for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button. You know it helps us out, and it helps you because it helps us. Helps us keep bringing you this outstanding content. Now, just a couple of days ago, we brought you a habeas corpus petition by Daystar Peterson, otherwise known as the singer and rapper Tory Lanez, and he's back with additional legal paperwork, this time going at his former defense attorney, saying that she was working for the other side. See, Tory Lanez says that his defense attorney, Miss Holly, actually had a conflict of interest when she was supporting or representing him during the trial that would eventually see him be sentenced to prison for pew-pewing. Y'all know what pew-pewing means, right? This is YouTube. For pew-pewing Megan Thee Stallion. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have a reading of this full, we can call it like a complaint. Strangely enough, he's looking for a refund of his multi-$100,000 payment out to her. I don't know if this is meant to set up some kind of appeal or not, but in this paperwork, he's looking for disciplinary action against Miss Holly, and he's looking to get his money back. It looks like this is just the beginning for Daystar Peterson, Mr. Tory Lanez. He's been launching massive missives. He's been launching all kinds of legal paperwork lately, and we're here to bring it to you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring you a reading of these allegations. They are quite shocking. Any lawyer in this world should know that this is a conflict of interest. Of course, these are allegations at this point. So y'all let us know after you listen to this entire allegation. Let us know what you think in the comments. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
October 26th, 2024, the State Bar of California. Office of the Chief Trial Counsel Intake. RE Complaint. Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, against Sean Holly. Subject, formal ethics complaint. I am making a formal complaint with the State Bar against my former attorney, Sean Holly. Chapman, State Bar number 136811. Miss Holly was my former attorney in my criminal defense case. People ver. Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, Los Angeles County Superior Court case. Number BA 490590. Attorney Holly violated her duties to me from the beginning of her representation to the time she abruptly withdrew, and in so doing breached her code of professional conduct, as well as California law. Her representation severely hampered my case and set me at a disadvantage which directly led to my conviction. Miss Holly's first breach of conduct was that she had a conflict of interest that she failed to disclose to me before agreeing to represent me. Briefly, on background, I am a musician and artist that is known professionally as Tory Lanez. I was convicted in 2022 of assaulting another musician that is known by the name Megan Thee Stallion. I did not commit this crime or assault or harm Megan Thee Stallion. When I was first charged with this crime, I sought out Miss Holly to defend me. I was referred to Miss Holly by my entertainment attorney as an excellent criminal defense lawyer with experience representing high-profile and celebrity clients. After consulting with her, Miss Holly agreed to serve as my defense counsel. A dollar amount was agreed upon and I signed her retainer agreement. What Miss Holly failed to disclose to me was that, at the time she agreed to represent me and took payment from me, she was directly involved in a business relationship with the same company that had a business relationship with the alleged victim in my case, Megan Thee Stallion. That company was Roc Nation. At that time, Megan Thee Stallion was an artist signed and managed by Roc Nation. At the time of our consultation, Miss Holly was one of the principal producers of a TV show titled Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt is a legal drama loosely based upon Miss Holly's life. In the credits of the show, she is listed as both a producer of the show and its legal counsel. The show first premiered in September of 2022, the same year as in just a couple of months before my trial. The owner and CEO of Roc Nation is the musician and artist known as Jay-Z. There are extensive ties between the show Reasonable Doubt and Roc Nation and Jay-Z. The title of the show, Reasonable Doubt, is also the name of Jay-Z's critically acclaimed debut breakout album, and title of every episode bears the name of one of Jay-Z's biggest songs, which Jay-Z would have to clear the songs in order to be cleared. It has also come to my attention, Season 2 of the show includes music by Roc Nation artist and my accuser, Megan Thee Stallion. Apparently, Miss Holly has a daughter that is a backup singer to Beyoncé, Jay-Z's wife. I was completely unaware of the show, Miss Holly's involvement with the show, or her involvement with Roc Nation at the time of the consultation. and Miss Holly never informed me at any time of her connection to Rock Nation. Miss Holly had a legal and professional duty to disclose her relationship with Rock Nation to me prior to agreeing to represent me and taking money from me or at some point thereafter. This conflict of interest and consequent breach of loyalty was exacerbated by the fact the person that assisted the alleged victim after the incident with medical care, with the police and authorities, and who spoke with and advised witnesses and or others involved in the incident with what to say to the authorities, was a person by the name of Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation Records. Ms. Perez apparently was even allowed to be present in the room with the police and the accuser when the accuser was being interviewed, and gave other statements to the police. I have since been made aware Miss Holly represented Miss Perez and or Rock Nation or entities, private or nonprofit associated with Rock Nation, in legal matters prior to agreeing to represent me. I was not signed to or in business with Rock Nation at the time of the alleged incident. In effect, my counsel was in business with the same company that had a substantial investment with the person who was alleging I harmed her. I was unaware of these relationships at the time I consulted with Attorney Holly, and she did not disclose them to me. Instead, she assured me she could and would represent me to the fullest, and based on that I agreed and did pay her between $200,000, $300,000. The last payment that was made to her was during my trial on December 17, 2022, and on the very next day, December 18, 2022, she quit. The second breach of conduct is a direct result of the first. As a result of her conflict of interest, Holly did not represent me competently or diligently and actually worked against me. First, during our initial consultation and throughout the process, I told Holly I would not take a plea, that I was completely innocent and would not accept a plea that would imply guilt or make me seem guilty of anything. But later, Holly told my DNA expert not to perform extensive studies on the gun so as to show I never touched it, because she was going to have me take a plea. I was never going to plea, and consequently I had no evidence to produce at trial to contradict the district attorney's assertion it was inconclusive whether my DNA was on the gun. The absence of my DNA on the gun would have led to my acquittal. During the process, I was repeatedly accused of violating the protective order that was in place. The first time I was accused of rushing the stage at a Megan Thee Stallion show during the Rollin' Loud concert. At the hearing, Holly did not argue or demand the district attorney prove the incident occurred. No such proof existed, because it did not happen. Cameras were everywhere, and no camera showed me rushing a stage. I was temporarily arrested and had to be bailed out. The second time I was accused of violating a protective order with a tweet that did not mention anyone's name, and only after being told by Holly the tweet did not violate the order. Again, I was temporarily arrested and had to be bailed out. The third time involved an incident in Chicago, where I was accused, without any corroboration, of violating the order. The judge in the case said he did not see any violation, but my counsel, Holly, said to the judge, house arrest would be okay. I had specifically told her, when asked, no, I did not want house arrest. As a direct result of Holly failing to defend my previous bail hearings and for violation of the protective order, I was subsequently denied bail upon conviction pending my appeal. The court said I had too many previous violations to grant me bail. Finally, and most egregiously, she withdrew as my lawyer during the course of my trial, leaving me scrambling to find new counsel and having any new counsel hands tied by the work she had already done. Her initial reason for withdrawing was a statement from one of the witnesses that Holly was trying to bribe her and affect her testimony on my behalf. This was never true. Then it became she had another trial starting, during my trial, in Washington, D.C. Any calendar conflict she had or was going to have, notwithstanding her business relationship with Rock Nation, should have been known long before my trial started, and she should have withdrawn then. Instead, she took my money, barely offered a defense on my behalf, and then abandoned me in the middle of fighting for my life. The real reason she withdrew from my case is because she was unable to steer me into taking a plea to negligent discharge by admitting I shot the gun. I never did this, and it is my firm belief she was attempting to have me agree to this plea at the direction or urging of the people with whom she was in business with for her TV show, Rock Nation, who were in business with my accuser and had a substantial investment in her. My accuser had made numerous public appearances and statements accusing me of shooting her, and Rock Nation did not want her to be made out to be a liar and a villain. To sum it all up, Miss Holly failed me as my lawyer. She failed to tell me up front about her extensive relationship with Rock Nation, which was directly related to the person accusing me of harming her and possibly her daughter. She failed to tell me she previously worked with the CEO of Rock Nation Records, Desiree Perez, who had a substantial investment in my accuser. She failed to tell me she had done legal work on behalf of or with Rock Nation, or entities associated with Rock Nation, or principals of Rock Nation in some fashion. She failed, seemingly on purpose, to competently and diligently represent me. She told my DNA expert not to conduct the studies which would have proved I did not shoot the accuser. She failed to adequately defend me against allegations of violating the protective court order, and she told the court I agreed to house arrest when I did not. She withdrew from my case during the middle of the trial and did so for reasons that were not true. In the end, I lost my case and was convicted of a crime I did not commit because of the actions of Sean Hawley, whom I believe was acting either explicitly or by implication at the behest of or in the interests of Rock Nation. I want the return of the funds I paid Attorney Hawley and the appropriate discipline to be imposed for her many breaches of professional conduct. Sincerely, Daystar Peterson.